Don't y'all let these people on the internet have you and your family in a messed up situation. Like, I swear, every time I get on the internet, it's something new. It's something new. A whole nother way to get your loans discharged. What law applies? What this? The master promissory note isn't there. They got to forget. It's a lot, y'all. In a system that's already as complex and messed up, effed up as federal student loans, all this other information that's out here just makes it 10 times more. So what I'm gonna say to you, if you are someone right now that is currently dealing with a defaulted federal student loan, I'm telling you, as someone who has been in default before, as someone who has filed bankruptcy, you want to take care of that situation prior to it getting to a point where it's out of your hands, to where collection efforts has started and now you got to fight it. We already know right now with the downsizing of so many departments, the chances of you, once these loans are started, when you're in that default and they start collecting on these student loans, the chances of you getting some help with getting your money back is going to be a process within itself. So why not get yourself together now before those things happen? And you got to log into your student aid account first and foremost. This is not to say, because I understand 100%, this is a messed up situation for student loan borrowers. It really is. It's extremely unfair. It's extremely negligent. It's criminal. Everything, way, shape, form, and fashion. But at the end of the day, even with that, y'all, and we know it's going to be a process with all of that, we still have responsibilities as borrowers. And what that means for ourselves is that we have to know what is available to us when we are in trouble, okay? And when it comes to being in default, it's already been announced that this department is going to start collecting as of May 5th. And not just collecting where they're giving you the opportunity to pay, but those involuntary collections. I mean, they're going to come snatch the money from you. That's what they're going to do. You want to take care of that before it happens. But you got to log into your student aid account. When you log into your student aid account, if you are delinquent or if you're in default, it's going to tell you what you need to do or who you need to contact in order to get that together. And when it comes to defaulted federal student loans, all the information is on the student aid website. What takes place when those loans go into default and what can happen. And for me, I went into loan rehabilitation when my loans were in default because I had already consolidated. So I didn't have the option to do a consolidation. When I went into rehabilitation, hell, that wasn't easy either. You know, that's a process. You got to stick to those payments every month. And then the process is once you come out of default. But those were things that I had to do, and I did that. You know, eventually I filed bankruptcy. Of course, my student loans were not in my bankruptcy. So as soon as bankruptcy was over and was discharged, it was back to dealing with student loans all over again. But now, you know, we are in a position right now where we're aware of what's going on with the Department of Education. We're aware of everything, how borrowers have been harmed. But within that, we still have to make sure that we do what we can do right now to make sure that we are protecting ourselves and our families and not allowing this department to get into your finances, to get it to a situation to where, okay, now I've lost the ability to do anything. So if you are dealing with default or if you're not sure, log into your student aid account. You have to be connected to the loans. They're yours. And I know a lot of borrowers took these loans out when probably at a time you didn't know even what a master promissory note was, what any of the information mean. It's a long bit of information, but now we're aware. So now what that means, read over that. So that way you know what your rights and what your responsibilities are. And we cannot sit back during this time and not do anything. It's too costly. And I mean, it's already costly. But as far as with default, you got to get yourself out of default. You got to get yourself out of that delinquent status. And there are things that are still in place in order for you to do that, okay? If you need any assistance, you can always reach out to me directly on my website, and I'll be glad to help you. I'm always answering questions. I don't mind doing that, but during this time, we have to make sure that we are staying ahead as ahead as we can and being strategic. And there are strategies that you can still put in place to get through this. Okay. All right, y'all.